Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching In Depth
on Now You Know.
So I'm excited about this new car that's come out it could revolutionize the auto industry.
Right, the Model 3.
Well, yes, that's one of them, but this one's different. This is a car that was just shown at the Beijing Auto Show on Friday. This is the NIO ES8. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
No.
But the exciting part about the car is this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an SUV, 7-seater, a lot like Sparky, 70 kilowatt hour battery. So it has a range of about 300 kilometers or 186 miles real range.
Yep.
They announced a slightly higher range, but I think if you do the numbers the way we normally test a car, that's what you'd get. So it's still pretty exciting range. It has what's called Pilot Assist, which is a lot like autopilot. It has one trifocal front-facing camera, 4 surround exterior cameras, 5 wave radars, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and 1 driver monitoring camera powered by Mobileye's technology and the EQ4 chip. So that sounds like...
Yeah, that sounds a lot like autopilot.
They've already pre-sold the first 10,000 Founders Edition cars at a cost of $68,000. Now, that's not that pricey considering what we just listed as the specs.
Absolutely.
Get this, you can actually buy the car cheaper now if you don't get the Founders Edition. With a government incentive, you can get the car for $57,000. And if you're willing to do what they call a battery rental, a lot like the Renault Zoe where you rent the battery, you can buy the car for $42,000 and then subscribe to get the battery for $200 a month. And a lot of people like that because they worry, one thing that people worry about is batteries. They're always talking to me about what happens if the batteries wear out. Well, if you rent your battery, you wouldn't have to worry about that because it's not your battery.
Right, and it's usually not a problem anyway, at least with Teslas.
Oh yeah, it's not a problem, but this is another way to kind of handle that problem. And what's cool here is that they are offering what Tesla used to talk about, which is a battery swap.
Right. Now, do you think that they're going to find that they don't need to do this? Because I have a feeling that they're going to not need to do this, the battery swap thing.
Well, let's say you live in a really crowded city and charging, I mean, they don't have a charging network like Tesla does.
Okay.
So let's say you're in a crowded city and you're worried about range, you could go to one of their battery swap places and they claim that they're going to have 1,200 spots eventually to do this.
To do the battery swapping?
That's what they said.
Wow, that sounds, I mean, it sounds way more intensive than just hooking up some plugs, don't you think?
Well, maybe not, because I mean, so they said it'll take only 3 minutes, so maybe it's just as simple as some kind of lift and unscrewing and then lifting. I mean,
but that's a lot more infrastructure than plugs. Can we agree on that?
Well, no, because I mean, if you have charging infrastructure, you've got to bring high utility wires and all this power, whereas this you could do in any old garage.
But if you're swapping battery packs, you're gonna the idea is that those packs are fully charged.
Yeah, but you could trickle charge those or charge them at a much slower speed.
I suppose.
I'm just saying, like, they don't all have to be charged in 10 minutes or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. This is their plan. Also, if that's a problem for you, they're going to have mobile charging vans that will come to you, and they'll be able to park next to you and charge 100 kilometers in 10 minutes. I think this is a pretty cool idea. And I think that maybe this could push Tesla back to thinking about doing battery swaps. I mean, a lot of people like the battery swap idea.
I suppose, but then a lot of people didn't because they didn't like thinking that their battery was now disappearing and going somewhere else.
Right, but if you were just renting the battery, that was when you owned it. I think if you're renting a battery and you no longer care whose battery it is, just need to get where you're going, then that takes all of the worry out of it. And then when new battery technology comes out, you're not worried that your car is obsolete.
Interesting. Because
let's face it, in the next 3 years or so, there's probably going to be either way better lithium-ion technology or there's going to be some kind of graphite solid-state battery. And I mean, I know the one thing I worry about if I'm buying a really expensive car is, oh, now I'm stuck with this old-fashioned battery.
I suppose, but I mean, if you know what you're getting, I don't think that you should be so worried about it.
I'm not, like, worried about it.
Okay.
I don't stay up at night worrying, but I think it could keep a lot of people from getting in. You know, we've talked about this before. There's a lot of people out there who say, I'm going to wait till you've perfected it.
I don't think you're ever going to please those people because as soon as the graphene batteries come out, someone else is going to say, oh, I've invented these new nano glass batteries and they're going to, make graphene look like nothing.
Can we use our viewers to help us here? Each of you must know someone like I'm talking about who says I'm going to wait till they've perfected it, whether we're talking about a smartphone or a car or something, right? Please in the comments below, let me know if you know a person like that, first of all, and what they've done when it comes to some technology, like let's say a smartphone. Have they still not gotten one because it hasn't been perfected? Or where did they jump onto the ship? Like where in the curve do they finally get onto the boat?
Right.
So what I want to know from you guys is also, in addition to what I just asked you, are you interested in this car? Are you interested in the NIO ES8? Now I know it's only out in China, so if you don't live in China, you can't have it yet. But if it was available where you live, would this, at this price point that we talked about and renting the battery, would that interest you? And would that get you like off the fence if you were kind of afraid to get into the car? So let's see what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this in depth, and I just want to remind you, hit the little bell button if you can. That'll give you a reminder that our new episodes come out, and hit the like and subscribe button. It really means a lot to us. Will you do it for us?
You don't have to.
No, you do.
I don't.
Thank you so much for watching. Now you know.